Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of 30 Days of Sketches. Today is day 21, and the sketch we are using is from Ronnie Sue Scrapper. It's an awesome sketch. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So I had this film strip cut file that I was able to fit my two photos into. It is a picture of Noah and his dad in the corn maze at Halloween, and then a picture of the corn maze map. And the reason I put the map in there is because we had a kind of a funny story that we all went in and nobody bothered to grab a picture of the map or the map itself. And so we kind of got lost until we came upon somebody who had one on their phone, and we took a picture of it. So that is what my story is about today. And so since the sketch has that circle, but it also is like a circle within a square, I decided just to follow that exactly. And I cut about, I think it's about an 8.5 inch circle in my paper using my silhouette. I also cut the outside off so that it would be able to leave a border of that yellow plaid paper. And I really like the way that this turns out. It looks really cool. I did ink up all the edges because I wanted some added dimension, and I thought that would pop that out just a bit. I did spend quite a bit of time inking up paper and die cutting these leaves, which kind of remind me of corn stalks. They're not corn stalks. Not even close. They're more like a vine, but it kind of gives you the illusion of corn stalks. So that's what I was kind of going for. I wasn't really being super thorough with my inking. You can tell on the paper that there are darker splotches and yellowy green splotches, and that's okay with me because when it all gets cut out into leaves, it doesn't really matter. In nature, leaves are never perfect, all one shade of green. And so I find that it works well, and it gives a lot of dimension when you have a lot of variation in the colors and the layers. So I'm pretty happy with the way that they turned out. I did add some darker green to the tips of some of them just so that it would make them pop a little bit more. And the color that I'm using there is Eucalyptus, and that is a Catherine Pooler ink. I am going to pull out also Martini, which is another Catherine Pooler ink, and I'm going to add a little bit of that color to darken up some of the edges here too. And then I just start tucking in all of these vines and leaves into the circle because I want it to look like the corn maze is kind of framed by that circle. The white paper is inked with black soot, in case you were wondering. I know I didn't mention that earlier, but I opted for the black soot because the film strip is black, and then I'm going to add those two blackbirds that you see at the top left-hand corner of the paper. I am also planning to add those wood veneer pieces of the scarecrow and the corn stalk. Those are all from MK over at Some Assemblage Required. That's the name of her Etsy shop. So the corn stalk actually comes with the two blackbirds, and I wanted to use all of them on here, so that's what I did. So I'm just kind of playing with how I want these layered. I don't want it looking too uniform that the darker colors are intermixed, so I'm trying to kind of scatter them throughout. And I do like how it comes out at the end. In order to layer them up, I'm just using my liquid glue. It would be very difficult to kind of use a tape runner or something. I suppose you could run these through a sticker maker, but the problem with that is I don't want the top of my leaves all stuck down. I want them to kind of have a little bit of lift to them. And so some of them might end up with a little bit of foam under the tips. And if I used a sticker maker or something to that effect, I would not be able to do that. My own personal preference is I don't actually care for the sticker makers. I know a lot of people love them, but I feel like I get a lot of like adhesive boogers, if you will, and so I just don't use them. I do have one, and I it just sits here. um, so maybe it'll be something that I use with Noah in his little album that he's working on. Not that he's working on it very often. Anytime he gets in the mood to run dies through the die cut machine, which is one of the things he enjoys, we just stick them into his little album here. There's no photos or anything really, but he does like to use the die cut machine. He'll come in and he'll say, "Grandma, are we cutting leaves?" So somehow, I guess I'm always cutting leaves because in this layout, I do cut an awful lot of leaves. So I do need to use some foam tape to stick to the back of the left-hand side of that film strip because the white paper is popped up onto foam and I don't want my film strip to kind of sink in or recess in. So I want to make sure it has plenty of support. So I do add a little bit of foam tape behind there. So in order to just get these all layered up, I start with the back ones and work my way forward. It is a lot more difficult to kind of tuck them in behind if you've already glued the front ones down. I do also know that I want a couple over on the right hand side. I don't mind if that picture is somewhat cut off by the added foliage over there because it really is just the map on somebody's phone. So I'm not too worried about that. The main photo is the top one. It's really actually kind of hard to see Noah and his daddy in that picture because, of course, you know, it's COVID, so we're wearing masks. And his dad has a beanie hat on and they're not like full frame. I tried to enlarge it a little bit without losing the detail of the corn maze, but I already enlarged it some and it just kind of made it so it was a little bit kind of blurry and I don't know, I just wasn't happy with it. So I just left it a little bit smaller and you know what, it's just a representation of the memory of going to this corn maze anyway. It's not a great photo to begin with, but I thought it was kind of fun because we're going to tell the little story about how we got lost. And then we actually did let Noah look at the map and try to lead us out of there to some extent. We showed him where we were on the map and we're like, okay, do we need to go this way or do we need to go that way? And so that was kind of fun. The foliage was looking a little too uniform to me, so I added in this other batch of flowers and I ended up using this other Catherine Pooler ink, and I believe this is Sage Green. I will put links to all of these products down below for you in case you are interested in purchasing them. And on that note, I am required to tell you that I do use affiliate links for several of the products. And if you do purchase through that link, I do get a commission back. And that is something that I am required to tell you. So I do not get paid for doing these videos. And I would never recommend a product that I do not use myself. And so, I did want to tell you that as well. If you see a paid promotion sign on my video, it is not because I am paid for the video. I am just given a little bit of money back if you purchase through those links. That's all that means. So hopefully it's not annoying and hopefully my little spiel each week is not, or each video is not too annoying. It's my apologies that I have to tell you those things. In fact, would you prefer that it just pops up on the screen or do you prefer that I actually tell you in the video? Let me know that because I have the option of doing either one. You can just drop that in the comments down below and that would be super helpful. Okay, so I'm using some glue dots to go ahead and stick down the wood veneer and these matte black acrylic crows. And I really like the way that they look. They're a lot of fun. I really like that little pop of black in the middle. It brings in more black to tie in the film strip cut file over on the right hand side. And I can't remember off the top of my head what company that cut file is from, but I will try to find the link for it and put that down below as well if I can find it. Then I pulled out some really old Simple Stories products. In fact, that yellow paper in the background is from Simple Stories, circa 2013, I think. And I'm going to use those to just finish off my layout. So I'm using this little banner piece that says fall, and I really like the way that it looks because it ties in more of the brown from the wood veneer, and it brings it over to the left-hand side, and that makes me kind of happy. And then I'm going to perch that other little bird on there. I could have changed the direction of the bird by flipping it over, but the problem is they are matte on one side and they are shiny on the other side, and I didn't feel like I wanted the shiny side to show on the second bird, since I already had the matte side showing on the first one. So I wanted to keep them looking the same, and anyway, it brought that black over all the way to the left-hand side, which makes me incredibly happy. It looks well balanced now, and I'm always looking to keep my layouts more balanced than when I am designing where things should be put. So I am going to tuck in this little wheelbarrow and some pumpkins down at the bottom, and I'm liking the way that that looks. We are at a pumpkin patch, so I thought that was perfect. I am going to ink all of these up with black soot distress ink because I did ink the white paper with black soot, so I thought that kind of tied it in as and made those kind of like pop out from all of that foliage in the background. So that is the finished layout. Don't forget to check out everyone else who is playing along with 30 Days of Sketches. Links are down below for that. I did add a few sequins in there, as you can see. I didn't do that on camera. The video was a little bit on the long side already, and I think I just kind of forgot to turn on the video, to be honest with you. There will be a little bit of journaling down on the white at the very bottom there, and that's going to do it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.